G'day and welcome to the Breaking Through podcast. It is the second and last episode of our Laneway promotion, and it's one of the biggest and best acts I've ever interviewed. It's the Backseat Lovers. This band is coming from overseas to come play Laneway, and I'm super excited to get to chat to them. We talk about a little bit about the new album coming to Australia and what they're expecting. Now, I feel like Laneway must have been, looking at my YouTube or listening in on my conversations, because before that Laneway lineup got dropped, I was watching the music video for Kilby Girl quite a bit, and I was like, fuck, someone's got to get these guys over to Australia.
I'm dying to figure out what she's hiding. Just playing it cool, but she's lying better than I do.
And then a couple days later, you guys are, named on the Laneway lineup. So I was wondering why, the start of next year to come to Australia? Was it just time with the new album coming out and that type of stuff?
Yeah, I think we've been wanting to come over for a long time, and this was the first time that it worked out, and it's really exciting that we get to be a part of Laneway and being over in Australia and New Zealand. It's very exciting for us.
I'm only a recent fan of you. I've only known you guys for about 6 or 7 months. I first listened to you guys at a Kick-Ons party at 4 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday morning, and have been in love with you guys ever since. But I've only had to wait, 4 or 5 months for new music. But people that have been fans of you guys for ages, you guys didn't release music for 2 years or something? So
yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, so obviously there's new music coming out now, but were you guys just in need of a break, or was it just kind of all going towards the album, just a little over it and needed some, R&R?
I think we were putting a lot of effort into the album over the last 3 years. We've been touring pretty heavily for the last year, and I think that has been part of how busy we've been, but it seems like this album is the most energy we put into a project thus far. Just the writing process and recording process too, seemed like we zoomed in a lot more than we have in the past.
Why this album to kind of really give it your all? Is it just something changed, or just kind of the mindset a little bit?
I think having the time during the pandemic to write together, we got in kind of a groove of just taking things slowly and spending lots of time on just writing, and we explored lots of new ways of writing, and starting more intimate with the way that we write songs, acoustic guitars and pianos, and also kind of jammed a lot too, all together to write songs. And yeah, I think it was just a good time to explore our writing dynamic.
What else do you do in a pandemic when you're in lockdown? It's just make an album, I guess. Now back to playing Laneway. Now Laneway's, it's not just one festival. It's a few festivals in a different state. Have you ever done something like that in another country? Because that's a great way to see Australia. You go into all different areas of the country, and obviously Auckland this year as well.
Yeah, we're really excited. We've never done anything like that before. Even in the States, we've played festivals out here, but we've never traveled with a festival. So we're very excited.
It's do you ever treat overseas gigs differently? Because obviously you don't really know how the fans are going to react. So do you go in with a little bit more caution, or do you just throw it to the wind and just see how it goes?
I feel like we approach it pretty similar to how we play out in the States. Sometimes at least our last tour in Europe, it was a little bit more dialed back, just kind of back to our roots. So it was just, I think we approach it very similarly, but it definitely is a different dynamic playing in different countries for sure.
Now, as I said at the start, there's I know there's a lot of people that are keen for you guys to come to Australia. They're saying that it could be they've known you for ages, so it could be the only time they can see you in a long time. So people are going to kind of sing your songs, dance about, on the other side of the world from you guys, how does that make you feel as a band that people love you guys so much from afar?
It's like really trippy and amazing. Like, I don't know, like I remember like the first time that we played overseas in London, I was like, it like kind of upped like the pressure in a way, but in like a good way. Like I just really wanted to like put on a good show and like show people what we were about as a band. And I think it made it, that show was a little rough because Josh was really sick and he like puked in the middle of the set. But I think like regardless of that, it was still like a really great show. And like, yeah, that's what I plan to do that when we come out again. Like I just want to give it my all.
It's I don't know if anyone's spoken to you about Aussie music fans, but they're a loose bunch. They'll probably make you do a shoey. So you've got to be prepared to kind of drink just disgusting beer, and obviously just lose your voices a little bit. So that's all right. But now I'm hoping you're not the type of people that think that us Aussies ride on kangaroos to school and work and that type of stuff. We only ride them on the weekends. So just make sure that you follow the rules and regulations for that. But is there anything you want to do whilst you're over in Australia? You guys are obviously here for a couple of weeks, so you've got some time and you're going all round. So, you know, a bit of an Aussie bucket list to fill. The
first thing that comes to mind for me is I want to go see, Bilbo's house in New Zealand.
Fucking oath, dude.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
That's I mean that would be awesome, and it's only over the ditch for me, so and I haven't even been. But is there any kind of experiences or food or anything like that?
I don't really know a lot about the food over there. Is there any kind of recommendations you have?
I can't really think of anything else. That's pretty bad of us, but there's a lot of great venues. There's a lot of great venues around, and like you're going to Brisbane, all that type of stuff. So there's definitely a lot of good music and all that type of stuff around. So immerse yourself in the Australian scene whilst you're here, and keen to see you at Laneway.
Yeah, we're stoked.
To keep up to date with all things breaking through, make sure to check out our socials.